Breaking news coming out today, January the 27th, 2025. As we are hearing in just the past couple of hours, take a look at this. U.S. Border Patrol agents exchanged gunfire with Mexico drug cartel, according to reports. As I mentioned, this coming out in just the past couple of hours. Take a look. Mexican cartels fire at Border Patrol agents as Trump ramps up enforcement officials. It ramps up enforcements according to officials. Now, I'm going to be sharing with you the latest headlines and video footage so that way you can see it for yourself. And this comes as, take a look, I shared with you just yesterday that Colombia was rejecting deportation flights from the United States to Colombia with planes full of what they said were the most heinous crimes committed by these criminals that were illegal immigrants from Colombia coming to the United States. Trump sending over all of these planes, and we're hearing that they rejected them. Well, turns out that the Colombian president, he yields on U.S. deportation flights and averts a trade war as Trump responded back very quickly and said, if you do not receive these people, you will receive 25% tariffs this week, and next week it will go up to 50%, along with a variety of other things I shared with you that he said was going to be placed upon Colombia for their change. As we had actually heard initially, before these flights had even taken off, Colombia was informed, they approved it, they said it was okay. Then as they entered into the airspace, they were then denied access. So the Colombian president saying, you will not send these people over like they are animals, you will treat them like humans, yet at the same time he had given that approval ahead of time, so he was being very deceitful in the way that he was conducting himself, trying to make it appear as though he was trying to do humanitarian aid and saying these people are not criminals, yet at the same time we have reports saying no, that is not the case of what was going on. He was messing around and he found out. And I saw that that was trending across social media. Let me know if you saw that. It was FOFA was trending on social media. And I'm just going to say mess around and find out. Or FAFO. But anyways, Colombia has backed down. The president has changed his tune, and he has decided that he is going to allow those planes to enter in. Now, also, take a look at this. Hundreds of U.S. visa appointments have been canceled in Colombia following spat with Trump over deportations. And also, take a look at this. The live updates coming out from CNN. Trump immigration crackdown underway as he's expected to sign orders to reshape the military. So there is a lot unfolding. Like I said, I'm going to be sharing with you the video footage and the articles so that way you can see it for yourself. And yes, I know people always complain because I've got Associated Press, CNN, Fox News, I've got all BBC, different ones that I pull up. You know, just chew up the meat, spit out the bones. Just go ahead and get the news. Don't worry about the slants of these articles. Just trying to report to you the latest that's going on with the immigration crisis and with the shots that were fired just hours ago with the breaking news with the Border Patrol between the United States and the cartels. So like I said, I'm just going to get you caught up on the latest. And if you appreciate that, do me a favor before we dive in, take a quick second, hit that like button. Also, if you want to stay up to date, it's totally free. Why not go ahead and hit the subscribe button, turn on that notification bell. I'll keep you up to speed on everything, and also additional resources. And all of these articles are going to be linked down in the description below. I always try to do my best to cite the sources, put it on the screen, read right from it, hold myself accountable to the community so that way you can see it for yourself and rest assured and know that it is the latest. And like I said, if you appreciate that, one simple gesture helps out the channel a ton. Hitting that like button spreads it out across the platform, or you can even share it if you'd like on various social media platforms. I would appreciate it a ton. But let me go ahead and get you caught up. People are asking, is Steve feeling better? Yes, and also thank you for the prayers and the well wishes. As a lot of you know, I've been sick since about Thursday. Thursday I was feeling terrible, but I was just trying to muscle through. Friday felt a whole lot better. Thought I was recovered. Then Saturday was just out. And from Friday night until yesterday, I've had a 102 fever. I've just been trying to push through. But today my fever finally broke. So thank you for the well wishes and the prayers. They worked. Feeling a lot better today. Not 100%, but feeling a whole lot better. Enough where I said, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do an update today later on this evening. Spent most of the day resting. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate all the support and well wishes. Like I said, 102 fever, had the chills, lost my taste for a while, just been laying in bed. I was 102, but just was freezing. I just couldn't stop like shivering. I felt so cold. but now that is gone. So I'm not sure what I had. People are saying that it wasn't COVID. I thought it was COVID. Maybe it's the flu A I heard is going around. I don't know. All I know is that I was pretty messed up there, but I believe the well wishes and the prayers helped a ton, and also all the medicines, the teas, the fluids. I'm feeling a lot better. Not 100%, but thank you guys so much. Also, LMRS Miss LA67. Welcome to the Ram fam. Thank you for hitting the join button, becoming a member of the community with those monthly contributions and support. I appreciate that a ton. Helps out the channel so much. Thank you so much for that. It really helps out. And I will continue to keep you guys up to date on everything. But let me go ahead and get you guys caught up on the latest so that way you can see exactly what is going on here. And let's go ahead and start off with some video footage so that way you can see what is coming out. So let me share this with you. Coming out in just the past couple of hours or so. Today, January the 27th, 2025. Let's go ahead and play the footage so that way you can see exactly what is going on here. I've got 2 clips coming out with the breaking news.
And welcome back, everyone, here live now from Fox. We do have some breaking news that we want to bring to you from Fox News' Bill Maluzhin reporting of a situation happening at the border right now. He is reporting per multiple law enforcement sources within the last hour, Border Patrol agents near Fronton, Texas, were fired upon from Mexico by suspected cartel gunmen as a group of illegal aliens were being brought across the river. I'm told that Border Patrol returned fire. Nobody hit on either side right there. And we are going to continue on with this as Texas DPS tells Bill Maluzhin that they are now patrolling the area and has a drone in the air and can see Mexican military assets now staging on the other side of the river there. So again, we are going to be following this story here for you on Live Now from Fox. It is very fluid at this moment, but this comes at a time when big changes are happening at the White House when it comes to border security, and a lot of these measures are taking place pretty much on a daily basis. We're also seeing mass deportations happening really now every day, as just yesterday, more than 900 people were picked up from major cities, from Boston to Los Angeles as well. And we were bringing that to you, just some of the many arrests that were happening yesterday, including an ISIS member that was accused there of crossing the border illegal as well. So again, some major disturbances though happening on the border. There's gunshots reportedly fired at U.S. Border Patrol agents. They are investigating right now, and we will keep an eye on this developing story for you all right here.
There you have it, you guys. So, man, they are firing on them, and we're going to be seeing where we go from here, because things are definitely escalating to a temperature which we have not seen before. As President Donald Trump coming in and making good on his promises, he had said that he was going to be addressing this, going to have the largest deportation effort that we have ever seen in history, and it is happening right now, and we are seeing planes flying. And as I shared with you, Colombia trying to reject a plane that they had previously accepted, and said, nope, send them back, because you're not going to treat our people like that. You're not going to treat them like criminals and send them over here like that, after they had already approved this. And Trump had actually said the very first ICE raids that we're going to be doing are going to be the most heinous crimes committed criminals that we are getting out of here for the safety of the U.S. people. And so actually the vast majority of those on the plane were in fact criminals. Now, not all of them. Some of them they said they actually captured while apprehending the criminals, but the vast majority of them that were being sent out were the worst of the worst. They were trying to get them out and send them back. And then the Colombian president said, no, you're not going to treat them like that. Treat them like people. To which Trump responded very quickly and said, all right, well, if you don't receive them, you're going to get a 25% tariff hit on you. And then next week, it's going to be 50%, along with all these other things as well, to which then we heard shortly after. In fact, I think while I was reporting on it, people were letting me know that he had already reversed. I couldn't find it while we were live, but then shortly after the live stream, I was able to find it that he had reversed already and said, okay, you know what, we'll receive them. I'll even use my own presidential plane to send people over just so that way they're not being treated poorly. Yet they said that it was a very deceptive image that he was trying to paint when he had already previously accepted them. He was trying to play games. He was trying to mess around. And he found out, as I see people mentioning in the comments. But Trump not having any of it. And if you are glad that we have Donald Trump as the president, you know what to do. Drop those 47s in the comments for me, and also hit that like button, because Trump, he is taking care of business right now with these ICE raids, getting the most heinous crime committing criminals from foreign countries that are here illegally out of here to protect our people and to protect those that are the innocent. And, you know, like I said, I think the vast majority of people stand in the same place on this. And that is, and I believe that I've heard actually reports have been done on this, that roughly 90% of the U.S. nation agrees on this, that this is a good thing that's happening right now. ICE raiding and taking out criminals that have come over here illegally. The vast majority of people say that this is a good thing. There's a very small minority that think that this is a bad thing, or think that in some way we're going to be depleting resources or people that fulfill jobs or something. Like, we actually want to keep the jobs because we want to keep criminals to keep jobs. It makes absolutely no sense. 90% of the population, what I'm hearing according to reports, now don't quote me on this, I need to verify this, but I'm hearing that the vast majority of the nation supports exactly what Donald Trump is doing right now. They don't feel like it is a slander on some sort of ethnicity or racial group. They don't feel like this is uncalled for or unnecessary. We're saying, hey, we want people here that are going to come through the proper means. We need to promote going through legally into the United States. We want to provide asylum, yet at the same time, we need to have a proper way of vetting these people to make sure that they are coming in with the right intentions, they're going to contribute to society, and that they are not criminals with 17 counts that are going to shout, F Trump, and I'm not going back to Haiti, like we saw in the video footage. And from all these different nations that want to do these horrendous things because they think they can get away from it. Literally, that same individual was saying, thank Biden, thank Obama for all the things that they did. I think there's the scripture in Proverbs that says, when a good leader is in place, the people rejoice. When a bad leader is in place, the people are sorrowful and the evil rejoice. And so it kind of makes you wonder when you're hearing individuals like that praising people and then saying F other people, what's going on here with the leadership? Sharon Walls, thank you for that $50 super chat. God bless you. Thank you so much for that generosity. I appreciate that a ton. Really means a lot. I will continue to do my best to keep you up to date on everything. But I still see those 47s pouring in. And, I got to say, and this is personal opinion, but I honestly feel like whenever you have heinous crimes being committed against the innocent, and again, and I know everybody has different beliefs. I don't want to get all, I never want to push my beliefs on anybody, but I believe that it is our responsibility to protect the innocent, to protect the young, to protect those that can't protect themselves. We have an obligation, a moral obligation to protect them. And if we are not stepping up and making sure that we're doing that by getting these criminals that are targeting the innocent and the elderly and the young, then what are we really doing? So for the 10% that are not on board with this, I really, really question, can you take a step back and be objective? And I try to do this for myself as well. When there's a situation going on, can I take a step back and see it from both perspectives, be objective and say, am I seeing this incorrectly? Maybe I'm seeing this from a distorted perspective, and maybe I need to just take into consideration both sides of the argument and then reassess. If you are one of the 10% that is saying that, no, these violent criminals that are committing heinous crimes against the innocent need to be here, I would just say maybe just take a step back and reassess, because the vast majority of people, doesn't matter if you're Republican or Democrat, want to see these criminals that are here illegally out of the United States. And now we're seeing that the drug cartels are firing on the Border Patrol. Now that we actually have a Border Patrol and we have people that are stepping up and trying to protect our borders, now we're starting to see them hit back. So we're going to be seeing here, because things are definitely escalating in roughly the last 48 hours. So let me go ahead, though, and share with you the latest coming out also from the headlines, and I've got some more video footage for you. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. U.S. Border Patrol agents, they exchanged gunfire with Mexico drug cartel, according to reports. And like I said, this coming out in just the past couple of hours. It says the U.S. Border Patrol agents near Fronton, Texas, reportedly exchanged gunfire at the southern border with suspected drug cartel gunmen from Mexico. There were no injuries in the incident near Fronton Island, an uninhabitable island in the Rio Grande in Stark County, Texas, according to reports. The island is a disputed territory about which Texas and Mexico have made conflicting ownership claims. Newsweek reached out to the U.S. Customs, the Department of Homeland Security, the U.S. Border Patrol, and the Texas Department of Public Safety via email for comments. Now, here's why it matters. News Nation's Ali Bradley reported that while the suspected cartel has fired shots from the Mexican side of the territory for years, things in the area have escalated in unprecedented ways since President Donald Trump was elected, even giving orders to shoot at agents recently. So just recently, with Donald Trump coming into office, they're saying things have escalated significantly. Silent Guard, I see you. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Who wants to help BP? This conflict won't end good. Reading on, thank you for that. Since taking office last week, Trump has issued a massive crackdown on illegal immigration, signing a slew of executive orders that have paved the way for mass deportation and the return of some of his first-term policies. Among those orders is one that designates Mexican drug cartels as foreign terrorist organizations. So they are now labeled as that, and they're going to be addressed as that. Now, Trump made immigration a central theme of his successful presidential campaign, and Americans largely support his mass deportation plans. A New York Times poll from January 2nd to the 10th found that 55% of voters strongly or somewhat supported such plans. 88% of supporting deportation of immigrants who are illegally and have committed criminal records. Oh, so there it is. It's actually in the article. I knew I had read it somewhere, but there you have it right there. So I had said I had heard about 90%. Well, it turns out 88% support deporting immigrants who are here illegally and have criminal records. Large majorities of both Democrats and Republicans agree that the immigration system currently is broken. Wow. So literally almost exactly what I had said before, which was that Democrats and Republicans, both sides of the aisle, agree that this is a good thing. We need to get these people out of here. Tim McLaughlin, thank you for the $20 super chat. Says, thank you, Steve. You are very welcome. I will continue to keep you up to date. Now, here's what to know. Per multiple law enforcement sources, within the last hour, Border Patrol agents near Fronton, Texas, were fired upon from Mexico by suspected cartel gunmen as a group of illegal aliens were being brought across the river. I'm told that BP returned fire. Nobody hit on either side, and that the illegal aliens did not make it across. Fox News' Bill Mulligan reported on X, formerly known as Twitter. Mulligan also reported that the Texas Department of Public Safety is patrolling the area and has a drone in the air. Mexican military assets are reportedly staging on the other side of the river. Mexican military assets are reportedly staging on the other side of the river. Wow, Mexican military assets are staged on the other side of the river. Now, around the time that the news broke, Texas Governor Greg Abbott posted a video of the Texas Tactical Border Force being deployed to the Rio Grande Valley to assist with Border Patrol agents. Jorge Ventura, a national correspondent for News Nation, posted a video at the scene saying that he saw at least 3 law enforcement agencies, including deputies from the Starr County Sheriff's Office, Texas State Troopers, and the Border Patrol agents responding to the incident. Authorities told Ventura that it was still a dangerous and fluid situation. Now, here's what people are saying. According to Texas Governor Greg Abbott on X, Texas is working closely with the Trump administration to secure the border and make America safe again. Don Buckingham, the land commissioner of Texas, to Fox News Digital in 2023 said the land just hadn't been accurately declared as it was forming in the river. That's why we had to step in and officially declare it Texas territory. President Donald Trump, in an executive order last week, enforcing our nation's immigration laws is critically important to the national security and public safety of the United States. The American people deserve a federal government that puts their interests first and a government that understands its sacred obligation to prioritize the safety and security and financial and economic well-being of Americans. Wow. Excuse me. So you can see that was just Donald Trump a week ago when he was coming into office, issuing out those executive orders. So what's going to be coming next? Customs and Border Patrol has not issued a public statement at this time. So there you have it, you guys. That coming out from Newsweek. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at some more video footage so that way you can see some of the responses as to what is going on here. Now, this one says, the border crisis, America will destroy these cartels as they have been named a terrorist group. Take a look at this video footage.
And there we have, frankly, no margin of error because of our margins in the House, which is why we're here together to try to come up with how we can get a very ambitious agenda done in a very short order, a quick timeline. I'm confident we'll get it done because we have a president who is a no-nonsense, not willing to accept not getting things done, and I think you have a mandate from the American people. But again, our margins are very, very slim. And these are complex, difficult issues, but I'm actually very confident that we'll get it done.
I share my colleagues' views that this conference is really going to be about what are we going to do with reconciliation, keeping the president's promises, keeping our promises, demonstrating to the American people that we can indeed govern. We do have very slight majorities, and so people ask me, well, what's the difference between this Congress and the last Congress when we also had the majority in the House, is that we have President Trump. And President Trump wants his agenda passed. We want to pass President Trump's agenda because it's good for America. And we have to put our differences aside and not stop thinking about ourselves and start thinking about the country as a whole. And on the reconciliation package, I am sure there are going to be some things in that package that I may not like personally, but on the whole, the package is going to be good for America, and we need to move it forward. And so we need to extend the Trump tax cuts. If not, we're going to have the largest tax increase in American history. We have to secure our border. We have to make America energy dominant. We have to stop this unnecessary regulation that's holding America and Americans back in our economy, and a whole slew of other things that we need to tackle in that reconciliation. And so I know that that's the purpose of why we're here, why the president is here, why our speaker is here, to unite us and get us rowing in the same direction.
Can you both weigh in on what's going on right now, the immigration sweeps? We have, in the last day, reported on a couple of people who have been convicted criminals, who have been taken into custody. Both of them have been convicted and living here for at least 20 years. So I'm wondering if you know or can weigh in on, I mean, that's 5 or 6 presidential administrations. Why is it possible now? And I remember President Trump in 2019 did this as well.
Right.
But why is there a 20 or 30-year lag for people to be in that limbo without being taken out?
We know that there are millions of people who are here unlawfully, including, 1.3 million who already have their orders to be taken out of the country. Among those, we also know that there are severe criminals, serious criminals, that have, by the way, been recently allowed into the United States. And to your point, there may be others who have been here for a long time who are, again, career criminals. And I think what's changed is, again, that President Trump got here this time not only with a strong mandate to do what he said he was going to do, but unlike the first time, he now also understands, and you can see it, the importance of putting his people in there immediately to get the agenda done immediately. The first 4 years of President Trump, well, the first 2 years, by the way, the bureaucracy was in the way. It took him 2 years to kind of figure that out and get his people in there. Well, he learned from that first experience, and you're seeing that rather dramatically now. He's taking more aggressive steps as far as putting people in, getting people out of the way that are obstacles to the America First agenda. The America First agenda is safety, prosperity, and so I think experience is part of that. This is a president who, again, he was in the White House for 4 years, learned how to do things, how to get things done, and he's using that experience in a very effective way in just now 1 week in office.
I have a different take on it. I think that that actually the disastrous policies of the last 4 years of President Biden have actually put a spotlight on immigration and the immigration problem here in the United States. And frankly, the American people have said, okay, enough. And so if there is a deportation order, if we are indeed a country of laws, then we need to follow our laws. And so ICE is doing the job it's supposed to be doing, which is once you have a deportation order, then you're supposed to carry out that deportation order. Now, in my druthers, I'd rather actually have those that are more recent, okay, will go first. But also it all depends on the nature of the crime and the crime that you committed while you were here. And so I don't have the details of that. But again, all this talk and this problem with immigration came about because of the last 4 years of the Biden administration and their total lack of following law and their wide open doors wide open policy of anybody can enter the United States, and that was a huge factor in President Trump winning the presidency. And also it was his promise. So the things that he's doing are the things he said he was going to do. Unlike many politicians who tell you, promise you the moon and give you nothing, this president is actually carrying out on his promises, and that's why we're here too. Because there's a lot of promises that are going to take congressional action in order to implement, and he wants to make sure that he gets that accomplished. And frankly, most of us ran on that same platform. And so it's the promises that we made to our constituencies too that we need to accomplish here.
There you have it, you guys. So that was from Fox Live Now, and they did an update, and they said that the border crisis, America is going to be destroying the cartels, that they are not messing around. And we actually saw just a little while ago, as I mentioned, those cartels firing on the U.S. Border Patrol. So we are seeing this taking place, and you heard him say that this is due to the fact of the horrendous open border policies of the failed Biden administration. Let me know if you agree in the comments. If you agree, put yes. If you disagree, put no. If you don't think that this was due to the Biden administration's failed administration, open border policies, allowing people to pour in, let me know your thoughts in the comments. And while you're dropping the yes or no, don't forget to hit the like button if you haven't done so yet. But again, just opinion on my personal thoughts on this is, how can you have an open border for your nation and then just expect that nothing bad is going to happen? To me, that's the equivalent of saying, tonight I'm going to go to bed and I'm going to open the front door, open all the windows, open the back door, I'm going to turn the lights on, and I'm just going to leave everything open. And if somebody happens to walk in off the streets, hey, maybe they're just looking for a place to stay. Maybe they mean no harm. That I doubt that they're going to come in and harm my family or steal my food or take my items or try to do anything terrible. And even though you've got people next door that have criminal records, to me, that is the equivalent of having open borders right now. And that is the policies that we saw unfolding from the Biden administration. So when I hear him say this is due to the failed policies of the Biden administration with the border, I honestly, in my personal opinion, agree 100%. And I feel, like I said, I don't feel like I'm alone on that. When we have 88% of the nation's population across the board, Republican and Democrat, agreeing that illegal immigrants that have entered in that have criminal records, they need to be sent out. This is a good thing. Actually, Republicans and Democrats supporting Trump on this effort to help clean up the United States. So that's just my thoughts on it, just my personal opinion. Let me know if you agree or disagree. But I'm seeing people pouring in saying yes, that they feel like this was due to the failed policies, border policies of the Biden administration. So let me go ahead and share with you some more articles that are coming out here, though. Take a look at this. This one coming out from Fox News. Mexican cartels fire at Border Patrol agents as Trump ramps up the enforcement, according to officials. Trump continues ramping up border security after January 20th inauguration. You can see, again, this article coming out just in about the past hour and a half. 2 hours Eastern Standard Time. So it's been about 2 hours now since this all started getting reported and has unfolded. It says U.S. Border Patrol agents exchanged gunfire with the suspected cartel members near the U.S.-Mexican border on Monday as the U.S. government's response against criminal migration continues to intensify. The gunfire exchange, which happened exactly 1 week after President Donald Trump began ramping up border security on his first day in office, occurred at around 2 p.m. local time near Fronton, Texas. A group of illegal aliens was attempting to cross the Rio Grande while bullets were fired, but did not make it across. Neither the Border Patrol agents nor the suspected cartel members were hit. President Trump recently designated Mexican cartels as foreign terrorist organizations. The area where the gunfire exchange took place is near Fronton Island, also unofficially known as Cartel Island, due to the criminal activity there. In an interview with Fox News Digital in 2023, Commissioner Dawn Buckingham said that she declared the land as Texas territory, even though it had not officially been before, to grant law enforcement the right to patrol there. Now, one of the things that the General Land Office does is determine the center of a waterway, Buckingham said at the time. Everything that is the center of the Rio Grande, or north, of course, the state of Texas and the United States, it is that territory. The land just hadn't been accurately declared as it was formerly in the river. That's why we had to step in and officially declare it Texas territory. Last week, a Fox News Digital exclusive found that a sharp drop in illegal immigration encounters occurred in the first days of Trump's administration, 35% lower than the final 3 days of the Biden administration. Department of Homeland Security, or DHS sources, said that there were 1,288 encounters nationwide on January 17th, then 1,266 on January 18th, 1,354 on January 19th. The 3,908 encounters in the last few days of the Biden administration countered the 2,523 encounters in the first 3 days of Trump's administration. So 1,073, 736, 714 from January 20th to January 2022, respectively. So they're saying there has been significant drops as now they know that Donald Trump is in office. They are changing their plans. Reading on, it says, enforcing our nation's immigration laws is critically important to the national security and public safety of the United States, Trump said in an executive order last week. Now, the American people deserve a federal government that puts their interests first and a government that understands its sacred obligations to prioritize the safety, security, and financial and economic well-being of Americans, says Donald Trump. So he is taking care of these cartels, and he is sending back these criminal, illegal aliens that are in the United States. He is saying, let's get them out of here. And like I said, the vast majority of the nation, doesn't matter if you're Republican or Democrat, are saying they agree with Donald Trump. Now, they've been sending them back to various nations. And one of the ones we saw a little bit of resistance on about 12 hours ago was Colombia. Colombia said that they would not be accepting them because they said, you don't treat our people like that, just shoving them in the back of some sort of military plane like it's vacant. Well, that's not the case. We actually learned that those military planes actually were full of chairs. They were made so that way they can sit there. Yes, they were handcuffed, but a lot of them were hearing it was because, well, they were criminals. This was the focus of these deportations, to get the criminals out and to make America safe again. And we actually had heard that the Colombian president had said he had approved it. So this was a flip on him. And Donald Trump wasn't having it. He said, you are messing around and now you're going to find out. And he issued some potential repercussions for this move, and then as a result, we saw him do a reversal. So let's go ahead and take a look at this article so that way I can get you caught up as to what has happened in the last 12 hours here very quickly. Now, Colombia yields on U.S. deportation flights to avert a trade war. A looming trade war between the United States and Colombia appeared to have been averted after the Colombian government agreed to allow U.S. military flights carrying deported migrants to land in the Andean country. Now, the spat erupted on Sunday when President Gustavo Petro barred 2 military planes carrying Colombians deported from the U.S. from landing. The Trump administration responded by threatening to slap punitive tariffs on Colombian exports to the United States. President Petro at first said Colombia would retaliate by imposing tariffs on U.S. goods, but the White House later announced that Colombia had agreed to accept the migrants, including those arriving on U.S. military aircrafts without limitations or delays. And I just think it's almost laughable that they think that they're going to try to hit us back in the economic sector. I mean, without a doubt, this is the individual that wrote The Art of the Deal, Donald Trump. He knows that he is negotiating here from a stance of power by hitting back with an economic response. Colombia trying to tit for tat and match that, it's not even a comparison. Without a doubt, that's not going to be an even response. So we did see him fold, and very quickly. The White House hailed the agreement with Colombia as a victory for Trump's hardline approach after the country's two leaders had exchanged threats on social media on Sunday. Today's events make clear to the world that America is respected again. White House Press Secretary Carolyn Leavitt wrote in a statement, "Let me know, do you agree? Is the U.S. respected again? If so, put U.S. in the comments." Now, it says she added that the tariffs and the sanctions which the Trump administration had threatened to impose on Colombia, should it not comply, would be held in reserve and not signed unless Colombia fails to honor this agreement. Wow, so they're holding their feet to the fire, saying, okay, we're going to hold this here, so that way if you decide not to comply again, we're going to go ahead and enforce this. So we've just got it ready. We've got the pen and the paper ready. You just let us know if you decide to change your mind. She also said that President Donald Trump expects all other nations of the world to fully cooperate in accepting deportation of their citizens illegally present in the United States. Now, reading on, it says, a cornerstone of Trump's immigration policy is removing unlawful migrants from the United States with the promise of mass deportations. Now, rapid escalation. The row between Colombia's left-wing president and Trump escalated rapidly on Sunday. Petro, a keen user of social media, posted on X that he had barred U.S. planes carrying Colombian migrants from entering our territory because the U.S. can't treat Colombian migrants like criminals. He demanded that the U.S. put procedures in place for migrants to be treated with dignity. He also said that he was ready to send the presidential plane to the U.S. to transport the migrants. Colombia has accepted deportation flights from the United States in the past. In 2024, 124 planes carrying deported migrants from the U.S. landed in the country. But President Petro appeared to object to the return of the deportees on military rather than civilian flights, and to the way the migrants may be treated on those military flights. Now, in his post on X, Petro referenced a news video showing migrants deported from the U.S. to Brazil who had been handcuffed and had their feet restrained during the deportation flight. He said that he would never allow Colombians to be returned handcuffed on flights. Petro's refusal to let the two U.S. military planes carrying Colombian deportees to land triggered a quick response by Trump on Truth Social. I was just informed that two repatriation flights from the United States with a large number of illegal criminals were not allowed to land in Colombia. This order was given by Colombia's socialist president Gustavo Petro, who is already very unpopular among his people, he wrote. Trump argued that Petro's denial of these flights has jeopardized the national security and public safety of the United States. He said he had directed his administration to immediately impose 25% tariffs on all Colombian goods coming into the United States, which he said would be raised to 50% if Colombia did not comply within a week. He also said that he had imposed a travel ban and revoked the visas of Colombian government officials and all allies and supporters. In his post, he warned that these measures are just the beginning. Petro's response on X with a long, rambling, but ultimately defiant post in which he said that he would match the U.S. imposed tariffs. Your blockade does not scare me because Colombia, besides being the country of beauty, is the heart of the world, he wrote. Meanwhile, members of Petro's administration worked behind the scenes to defuse the row. In the late-night news conference, Foreign Minister Luis Gilberto Murillo announced that the two countries had overcome the impasse and that Colombia would accept returned citizens. Now, while Murillo did not directly refer to the White House's statement, according to which Colombia had agreed to allow U.S. military flights to take the deportees back, he did not deny it either. The foreign minister reiterated Colombia's offer to send its presidential plane to the U.S. to transport the deportees. Now, while the Colombian concession seems to have averted the looming trade war, the U.S. has said that visa restrictions on Colombian government officials would stay in place until the first plane load of deportees landed in Colombia. Colombians arriving at U.S. airports will also undergo greater scrutiny under the measures imposed on Sunday, the Trump administration said. Colombia's foreign minister said that he would travel to Washington in the coming days for high-level meetings with administrative officials. Now, the row marks a low point in relations between the two countries, which historically have been allies and cooperated closely in the fight against drug trafficking, with the U.S. providing billions of dollars in military aid and training the Colombia's security forces. Punitive tariffs, such as those threatened by Trump and Petro, would have hurt both Colombian producers and U.S. consumers. Trade between the two countries was worth about $53.5 billion in 2022, according to the U.S. Office of the U.S. Trade Representative. Colombia's main export to the U.S. are oil, coffee, and cut flowers. Democrats Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez urged Americans to remember, we pay the tariffs, not Colombia. Trump is about to make every American pay even more for coffee, she wrote, before the tariffs had been suspended. Man. So there you have it, you guys. Let me know your thoughts. Donald Trump taking care of business. We're hearing that they ended up complying with his request, and AOC was concerned about her coffee. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. But if you think Donald Trump did a great job and America is respected again, as he had mentioned, don't forget to drop a 47 in those comments. And you can see hundreds of U.S. visas appointments canceled in Colombia following the spat over the Trump deportation. And take a look at this. Trump immigration crackdown underway as he is expected to sign orders to reshape the military. And you can see these are the live updates coming in. Flights with deported migrants land across Latin America. And you can see Mexico, Guatemala, Colombia, Brazil. They are sending them out, shipping them out. And also we heard that one individual say, I am not going back to Haiti. And let me know if you saw the footage of the new leader. I'm forgetting his name. I think it's like Haman or some with the H. It's escaping me. But he responded to that video and he said, yeah, he's going back. The guy said, no, I'm not going back to Haiti. And then they show a clip of that individual saying, yeah, he's going back. In fact, I actually saw a clip coming out today. Let me know if you saw this. Dr. Phil is with ICE. He is actually going to these locations and he is getting in on the action, saying, hey, these people that are committing these heinous crimes against the innocent, against children, he is going and he's talking to them. And I've seen video footage of Dr. Phil actually over there. So Dr. Phil is supporting this as well. Everyone, for the vast majority of people, 88% are saying they are on board with what Donald Trump is currently doing at this time. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at this right here. What we're covering, immigration win for Donald Trump. Donald Trump is expected to sign the Laken-Riley Act into law on Wednesday. The White House confirmed it's likely to be the first piece of legislation to cross Trump's desk and mark his first major win. This comes as the administration launched an immigration enforcement blitz nationwide over the weekend that included nearly 1,000 arrests, according to authorities. New military executive orders. Trump is expected to sign executive orders today that would reshape the military, including banning transgender service members from serving in the U.S. Armed Forces. On his first day as Defense Secretary, Pete Hegseth, who has long been in favor of these changes, told reporters that he will ensure these orders are complied with rapidly and quickly. Track Trump's latest executive orders here. GOP conference. The president is addressing the House Republican retreat, and that actually was just happening moments ago, as he tries to move quickly with a legislative agenda. This comes as more of Trump's cabinet picks, including RFK Jr., the Health Human Service Secretary, face high-stakes Senate confirmation hearings this week. So this coming in from the live feeds from CNN Politics. Again, I don't necessarily agree with all of these various news media outlets' perspectives, but I try to chew up the meat, spit out the bones, just get the news and not really worry too much about their biases. But I see people saying, putting American flags, somebody saying, yay for Dr. Phil. Somebody's mentioning the Laken-Riley bill that's going to be passing Wednesday. Yes, so a lot of stuff progressing, moving forward, and we are seeing a lot of this taking place very quickly. Donald Trump is on the move here. And so he is getting stuff done. And we are seeing the cartels responding. Like I said, breaking news maybe about an hour or so ago, firing on the Border Patrol. And so for those of you that missed it, I see we got a lot of new people hopping on a little bit later here. Don't forget to hit that like button. And I'm going to play this for you one more time so that way you can see it. For those of you that missed it, let's go ahead and play this video footage of the breaking news coming out of this unfolding just hours ago.
And welcome back, everyone, here live now from Fox. We do have some breaking news that we want to bring to you from Fox News' Bill Maloogian reporting of a situation happening at the border right now. He is reporting, per multiple law enforcement sources within the last hour, Border Patrol agents near Fronton, Texas, were fired upon from Mexico by suspected cartel gunmen as a group of illegal aliens were being brought across the river. I'm told that Border Patrol returned fire. Nobody hit on either side right there. And we are going to continue on with this as Texas DPS tells Bill Maloogian that they are now patrolling the area and has a drone in the air and can see Mexican military assets now staging on the other side of the river there. So again, we are going to be following this story here for you on Live Now from Fox. It is very fluid at this moment, but this comes at a time when big changes are happening at the White House when it comes to border security, and a lot of these measures are taking place pretty much on a daily basis. We're also seeing mass deportations happening really now every day, as just yesterday, more than 900 people were picked up from major cities, from Boston to Los Angeles as well. And we were bringing that to you, just some of the many arrests that were happening yesterday, including an ISIS member that was accused there of crossing the border illegal as well. So again, some major disturbances though happening on the border. There's gunshots reportedly fired at U.S. Border Patrol agents. They are investigating right now, and we will keep an eye on this developing story for you all right here on Live Now from Fox.
There you have it, you guys. Now, also, we had this response to the border crisis. America is going to be destroying these cartels, and we had heard that Trump had said that they're going to be addressed as a terrorist group against the United States. And we had seen the footage as they had said that, listen, this is, as a result, we heard one of the individuals say, as a result of the failed policies of the Biden administration over the course of the last 4 years. This is the reason why we are currently seeing this at this time. And again, I asked, let me know if you agree or disagree. I saw tons of agrees in the comments, and I let you know that we've been seeing reports. We've been hearing that, yeah, this is in fact the case, that 88% of the nation, according to polls, are showing that they agree with what Trump is doing at this time. Doesn't matter if you're Republican or Democrat, across the board, across the aisles, we're hearing that people are supporting this, saying, hey, get it done. Now, in addition to that, I see in the comments people asking about the drones and about Greenland. Are you guys interested in hearing the latest on that? I can give you a brief summary. Now, we don't have any huge reports on those coming out, but Trump is doubling down. We heard that he had a major meeting regarding Greenland, and a lot of them said that they had thought that he was just messing around, that he was just, you know, pushing them. But they said that it was a very aggressive call, quite lengthy, and he was not playing around. And he is saying he is going to get aggressive with the United States getting Greenland. So he said this is on his wish list. He's going for it. So for those of you asking about Greenland, it looks like Trump is getting really aggressive with Greenland. Also, regarding the drones. Now, of course, as I get more information and articles, I'll let you know. This is just what I've been reading from headlines. I haven't dived too deep into the details. Once I do, I'll do a full report so that way you guys can know what's going on. Now, regarding the drones, as you guys saw when he was signing executive orders, I think it was on day one, somebody asked, can you give us, a follow-up on the drones? And he said, yes, Susie, why don't you get on that? Now, Susie Wiles is the person to which he assigned that to. Susie Wiles is his chief of staff. And if you guys aren't familiar with Susie Wiles, she is not somebody you want to mess around with. She's very aggressive. So if he has assigned her to that, and she's the chief of staff, she's essentially the manager of the staff. In fact, let me know if you heard this. I heard that she recently put Elon Musk in check because she is all about right now trying to protect the president, keep his time sacred and making sure that it is being utilized in the proper way. And I heard that in his last term, he actually went through 4 different chiefs of staff over the course of 4 years. So essentially almost on average, a new chief of staff every year. Well, they're saying Susie Wiles is not somebody that messes around, and she actually checked Elon Musk. They're saying that because there was a lot of people on social media that were saying it was a co-presidency with Trump and Elon Musk together, and they needed to identify, no, this is Donald Trump, and he's getting Elon Musk to help with Doge. So we need to put a little bit of separation. And apparently Elon Musk was trying to push his weight around and saying, hey, I actually want to be just a couple doors down from Donald Trump. I actually want to be in the building on site. I want to have an office there in Doge right by the president. And she actually said, no, you're going to go down the street. So they've assigned Elon Musk's office is going to be down the street. He does not get to be by Donald Trump. She is trying to keep his time sacred, trying to protect it, not allow people to try to sway the president in any other way, try to take up his time. And so right now she is the keeper. And so she is the aggressive manager of all of the staff. She is the chief of staff. And at this time, they're saying that she is the one that they have assigned the information, the report to the drones on. So she has likely gotten that. She's assigned it to somebody else. They're going through the process of getting all of that data put together. As soon as we get that information, I'll let you know. So we're going to be seeing, though, because right now, a lot of people wondering what is going on with the drones. We were promised something. And as soon as it comes out, know that I'll be sure to let you guys know here on the channel. And I see people saying that is pretty funny. Yeah, Susie Wiles checking Elon Musk. Man, you've got to be a tough cookie to take that job on. Just to be the chief of staff, you got to handle, some of the highest level staff, the politicians in the world, life-changing decisions. Who's going to be able to get time with the president? Who's going to not be? And you got Donald Trump as the president. So Susie Wiles has got her work cut out for her, but they're saying that she is the person for the job. So anyways, as soon as that comes out, I'll be sure to let you guys know here on the channel. But yeah, the breaking news, if you missed it, I see we got roughly about 4,000 people on with me live. If you haven't done so yet, hit that like button. The breaking news coming out is that in the past couple of hours, today, January the 27th, 2025, we're hearing that the Mexican drug cartels, there was a gunman that had fired shots at the U.S. Border Patrol. Shots fired. They were exchanged between the two. We're hearing that nobody was hit. But things are definitely escalating with the tensions, with all of the things that are currently taking place with the U.S. securing our borders. Now, I'm going to do my best to keep you guys up to date. I'll likely get back to more live updates, multiple a day, because there's so much going on once I get my strength up. But in addition to that, I heard that Donald Trump has come out and confirmed. He had said that there also is going to be a U.S. Iron Dome very soon, going to protect us against missiles. Over the weekend, North Korea actually fired more ICBM tests. And also, moments ago, Donald Trump was live with Republicans. He did a speech, and he yet again floated the idea of eliminating the IRS and federal taxes. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And what he is saying is that he wants to create the ERS. He said we need to get rid of the IRS, the Internal Revenue Service, and we need to get the External Revenue Service. And how we're going to be bringing in funds by charging everybody for all of this work that we do for the entire world. Let me know if you like the sound of that. If you like the sound of that, put ERS. If you like the sound of getting rid of the IRS, put an ERS in the comments. That is what we're hearing Donald Trump is proposing. And just literally moments ago, like I think right when I was going live, he was live as well. He was ending and he had just proposed that. So let me know your thoughts. But Donald Trump is saying, get rid of federal taxation. Let's tax the rest of the nations in the world for all the stuff that we do supporting them. Let's not get ripped off anymore. Instead of taxing our people and punishing our people for being citizens, let's go ahead and incentivize them by not taxing them. And let's get the ERS. Man, a lot of people pouring in those ERSs, and I got to say, I like the sound of that myself. So we will see. Thank you, Donald Trump, for what you are doing. Appreciate you keeping your promises. Just in the first week, it feels like more getting done by the Trump administration than the last 4 years of what we heard that individual say, the failed Biden administration. So we will see. I will keep you guys up to date here on the channel. I'll let you know everything that's going on. Thank you guys so much for joining me. If you haven't done so yet, please take a second, hit that like button, subscribe to stay up to date. It's totally free, and I'll be keeping you up to speed as more information comes out. And again, thank you for the well wishes and prayers. My health is feeling much better than it was over the weekend. Once I get back up 100%, I'll start pumping out more content, keeping you up to speed on everything that's going on, because there's a lot. But that's the latest, you guys. I'll catch you in the next one. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.